Hello students, welcome to my channel Practice with Dhruvan. In the previous video guys, we have finished finding median and quartiles for raw data and ungrouped data. In this video, we are going to take the most important question. I say so because this particular question, ogive, which we are going to discuss in this video, has come for past 10 years. Every year, one question comes of 6 marks in the 10th ICSE board paper. So it's a must guys, it's a must. In your school exams, in every school exam, whenever this chapter is there, one question of 6 marks will definitely be asked. So it's one of the most important questions. It's easy, a little lengthy. I'll tell you how to tackle that as well. So come on guys, let us begin with this question straight away. Let us understand what is ogive because it's a new concept. All right. So as I just said, we have already finished raw data, ungrouped data for median, and we are beginning with ogive. Chalo, we'll directly take a question. So here guys, there is a graph. It's a graph based question. All right. I've mentioned this in my videos earlier. So here the question is marks obtained by 200 students in an examination are given. So there are 200 students of a school and the marks are being categorized in this table. So we will be given a table always with grouped, which will be a group frequency table. Now here guys, to find the ogive, you have to first make a table with 4 columns. All right. First of all, what you have to do is here the class interval is starting from 0 to 10. Before 0 to 10, you have to add one class interval. That class interval which you are adding is going to be of the same class width. So here the class width is 10 because it is 0 to 10. So the class interval will be minus 10 to 0. And because you are adding it, because we are adding it, it's not given in the question, the frequency has to be 0. The next is we will be finding the upper boundaries. So upper boundaries of all the class intervals. So here the first class interval is minus 10 to 0. So upper boundary is 0. Second upper boundary is 10. Then we have 20, 30. All these upper boundaries, I'm just going to list these upper boundaries simply because these are the values which we are going to plot on the x-axis. So remember, for an ogive on the x-axis, we will always have the upper boundaries. Next, the last and the most important column is cumulative frequency CF. If you guys remember, when I had begun with median, I had said for ungrouped data and for group data, we will require cumulative frequency. And now you guys know how to find cumulative frequency. So come on guys, pause this video and find the cumulative frequencies. All right, so I hope you guys have already found the cumulative frequencies. Check your answers. 0, 0, 5, 15, 26, 46, 73, 111, 151, 180, 194, and last has to be 200 because it's given in the question. There are total 200 students. So the final answer of CF has to be 200. Done. Once you're ready with this, now we'll jump to the graph straight away. So here guys, in the graph paper, so here guys, take a graph paper. It has to be a 2 by 2 centimeter graph paper because that is the graph paper used by ICSE boards. I'll tell you what is to be done guys. So first of all, we will simply make the y-axis and x-axis to begin with. And obviously you have to use pencil. I can use colors over here, but you guys have to use pencil. So you should keep one box usually. All right. Now here guys, listen to me very carefully. Before you start a graph, you should always calculate whether your graph will be fitting in the given dimensions or not. What I mean is we are supposed to begin from 0. So here I will have 0. This will be 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and 100. So here guys, my graph will definitely fit. You have to check for your graph. Because what I have seen is many times when you buy graph from your local stationery stores, you know, the graph can be of different companies and there is a difference of 1 or 2 boxes. And because of which the graph doesn't fit. That might happen. In that case, what you can do is you can shift your y-axis. You can start your y-axis from the extreme left. What I mean is don't leave a gap of 1 box and you can start your y-axis from the extreme left. That will help you increase 1 box. All right, usually problem nahi aata hai, but you have to be careful. You have to be ready for such situations. In boards, you will definitely not face a problem. That is for sure. All right. Chalo. So here now we'll just plot these values. So we have 10, 20, 30 up to 100. So 10, 20, 30, 40, 50, 60, 70, 80, 90 and 100. This will be x axis, this will be x dash, this will be y dash, and this will be y. Chalo. Now we'll have to decide the scale for y axis. See, on the y axis we have to reach till 200. All right. So what we will do is we will take 20, 40, 60. We'll take 2 centimeter is 20 units. 20, 40, 60, 80, 100, 120, 140, 160, 180, and yes, just at the top I make it to 200. All right. Chalo. So now guys, here on this graph, let's understand how to plot the values. So here on the x-axis, as I've already mentioned, you have to plot the upper boundaries. On the y-axis, we have to plot the cumulative frequencies. So 0, 0, 0, 0 is the first point. This is that point, origin. Next, second is 10 and 5. So on the x-axis, this is 10. See, between 20, this is 20. So this will be 10. Half of 20 is 10. And half of 10 is 5. So exactly between 0 and 10, here we will get the first value. This is 5. So here we have the value, guys. This is 5. So here we have plotted the first value, guys, 10, 5. I'll just make this a little more proper. Yeah, so this is 10, 5. Next, guys, the second value is 20 and 15. So for 20, we need 15. 15 is exactly between 10 and 20. So this will be 15. Next, 30 and 26. So now you just have to keep on plotting these points. So what I want you guys to do is pause this video and then just plot all these points. Come on, guys, give it a try. All right, I hope you guys have paused the video and finished this. I'll just plot them quickly. 30, 26. So it is between 20 and 30. The next is 40, 46. It is between 40 and 50. The next is 50, 73. So 73 will be between 70 and 80. Next, 60, 111. So 111 is just a little bit above 110. Next is 70, 151. So 151 will be just a little bit over 150. The next is 80, 180. So that's easy to plot. The next is 194. That's just a little below 195. And the last one is 100, 200. All right. So now, guys, this is the ogive. All right. This is the ogive that we had to draw. Now, the next thing is, many times what mistake students make is while joining these points, you cannot use a scale. If you use a scale, it's wrong. All right. Ogive is a smooth free hand curve. You cannot use a scale for that. So here, guys, I'm going to make this ogive. Shallow. So we'll make this. You have to join all the points. I'll just ideally you should not stop in between. I had to because I am on a writing pad. Now here, if you realize, I have made a bit of a mistake. It's not exactly smooth. And here we go, guys. This is a perfect ogive. All right. So because I am on this writing pad, there's hardly any space for me. Yeah. But ideally, you should not take your hand above. You should try to complete it in one complete stretch. Then you can really get a perfect ogive. So here guys, we have this ogive. Now let us understand some more details about it. First of all, you have to mention the scale. You have to mention the x-axis, y-axis title. So here the scale is on x-axis 2 centimeter is equal to 10 marks. All right. And then on y-axis 2 centimeter is 20 students. Chalo. So that is the scale. And now that completes the ogive. But yes, you also have to mention the title of the x-axis, y-axis. So here the x-axis is marks. I'll make an arrow for that as well. The y-axis here is number of students. See, I can't really turn the screen. Yeah, you guys will be able to turn the paper. So excuse me for my handwriting over here. Yeah, this is number of students over here. That's it. This is a complete ogive. And for this, you'll get 3 marks. All right. This is a 6 marks question, as I had said earlier. But for ogive, for making ogive, you get 3 marks. And then there are 3 sub questions, 1 mark each. So now let us go ahead and take those sub questions as well. So here I have taken 4 sub questions so that we can cover every concept of this topic in one sum itself. In the exam, you will get 3 sub questions. So first we have to find the median. All right. We have to find the median first. So let us understand how to find a median using ogive. We'll have to write a bit for that as well. So first of all, median, the formula for median, see here the total number of observations is 200. So median is n by 2th term. So n by 2th term will be 200 upon 2. So it will be 100th term. So guys, for the 100th term, you have to take a scale, you have to take a pencil. Now you can use a scale. You have to start from 100 on the y-axis. On the y-axis, you take 100, you make a straight line towards the ogive, and from the ogive, you have to drop a perpendicular, something like this. And this, guys, you have to show the arrow marks also. And this is the answer. This number is the answer. So here I am getting the median is 57 marks. So now the rule is, guys, now understand this very carefully, that in ogive, the rule is if the answer is 57, 1 millimeter difference is allowed. So in this case, if you are getting the answer between 56 or 58, you'll get full marks. But if you get 55, you will lose your mark. So you have to be careful about this. And I'll tell you at the end of this video that how to practice this ogive, because trust me, if you don't practice it well, your curve will not be very smooth. And if the curve is not smooth, it's gone. The sub questions will be wrong. All right. So it depends on the smoothness of the curve. Moving ahead to the second question, lower quartile. See, lower quartile Q1, it's 1/4 of the data. So it's n by 4th term. So n by 4 will be 200 by 4. That is 50th term. Chalo. So now you have to start from 50 on the y-axis again. From 50, we'll take it towards the ogive. See, I'm not using a scale, guys. I might not be 100% accurate. I'm still trying to be. But yes, this time I have got the right answer. So here I am getting the answer 42. This is Q1. This was median. All right. So here I'm getting 42 marks, which is the right answer. All right. So here, guys, again, if you get between 41 and 43, perfect. Bang on, 6 marks. Sorry, 1 mark for this question and everything else is right, then 6 marks. Next, third sub question. Third sub question is the number of students who obtained more than 80% marks. See, 80% marks. So do you realize, guys, this time we have to consider 80% of the total marks. That is 100. 80% of 100 is 80. So think about this, because it is 80% marks, this time we have to start from x-axis. So on the x-axis, you have to look for 80. From 80, you take a straight line to the ogive. I'll just stop my video so that you can see this clearly. So here now, I'll take it to the y-axis. Now this is simple, guys. Do you realize for 80 the answer is accurate? It is 180 because we have plotted that point 80, 180. So here we can say number of students who are scoring less than 80 marks are 180. But do you realize we want number of students who are scoring more than 80% marks, and more than 80% marks are these students above 180. So the number of students here is 200 minus 180, that is 20 students who are scoring more than 180 marks. Chalo, we'll move to the fourth one. The number of students who just did not pass. Oh man, I feel poor for them. So students who did not pass, if the passing percentage was 35. So this time 35% of 100 will be 35. So we'll start from 35 on the x-axis. From 35, we take a straight line to the ogive. From ogive, we take it to the y-axis. And here we get this answer. So this answer is 34. So here I have got number of students who failed are 34 students who did not pass. And I'll just complete the arrow marks for each and every curve. That's it, guys. All right, so that's about it, guys. That was the ogive, which is for 6 marks. I hope you guys have understood this, how to make the ogive. But now coming to the main part. See, I have taken roughly 15 to 20 minutes for this video because I was explaining. But trust me, when you will solve it for the first time, you will also take roughly 15 to 20 minutes. Now, do we have that much time in the exam for ogive? The answer is no. See, the thing is, for ogive, you can maximum spend 10 minutes, not more than that in the exam. I'm talking about the board exam. All right. If you spend more time on it, you will be losing time for other questions. So now the thing is how to achieve that much practice, because you'll need a lot of practice. One, so that you can save time. Second, you can be very precise because it takes, the curve has to be smooth enough so that you can get the right answer. I'll just share my story, what I did. See, I come from state board background, and in state board, we did not have ogive. So when I was teaching ICSE, when I was about to begin to teach ICSE, this was in fact the first chapter that I had to teach. I still remember it was the Andheri Chakala branch, and I had to teach to the 10th standard students measures of central tendency of 10th. All right. And when I came to know that I have to teach this, I knew what was ogive. I knew how to make it, but I knew that it will take a lot of time for the students. So what I did is I went in the branch. All right. The lecture was at 4 p.m. and I went in the branch at 12 p.m. And guys, you won't believe this, for the next 4 hours, I was only practicing ogive so that I can gain speed myself. And guys, I'll be honest, the first ogive which I made, it took me 17 minutes, the first ogive. And you won't believe this, in that period, I had roughly done 15 ogive, almost 15 ogives. And the last ogive, when I did that, I finished it in 6 minutes. The point is, it needs rigorous practice. All right. So today you have to decide whether you want to take this question. If you want to attempt this question, then you need that rigorous practice, right? See, it's like the board has already said this question is going to come. Now it's up to you whether you want to take that challenge and practice it thoroughly, or you just want to say, no, I'll do 2-3 ogives and that's it. Trust me, that doesn't help. You will lose your time for other questions. So that's about it, guys. That's enough discussion for ogive. I'll see you in the next video where we start mode. I hope you guys have understood ogive. Fine. Like this video, share it with 10th ICSE students, and comment in the comment section if you have any feedback or any suggestions. And guys, also subscribe to this channel for further upcoming videos. Thank you.